start with what were you looking, to do out there today?
I wasn't sure how I was going to play, actually. I mean, I've had a little bit of an inconsistent start to this year, working on a couple swing changes. So, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure. I've had some really good rounds so far this year, and I've had some not so good rounds. So, the one thing I just tried to do today, and, I think I did a pretty good job, was literally just take one shot at a time and not think ahead. My tee ball was good in the beginning. It was a little bit shaky at the end, but I really hit a lot of good wedges and putted great. So it's amazing how much that can save you throughout the round. So all in all, obviously, very pleased and a little unexpected.
What have you been working on what has been inconsistent with your game?
Probably the tee ball a little bit. I'm looking to try to shorten up my swing a little bit, but it's one of those things. It's a bit of a balancing act when you go out there and play. So I really tried to keep the swing thoughts at a minimum out there, and just go out and just hit golf shots. And I was hoping that my short game would be there when I needed it, and it was. So I had some really good wedge shots and played the par fives at 4 under. So that was, I think, the key right there. But overall kept it in play and didn't do anything crazy, and just putted really well.
How hard is the golf course right now?
I think there's some birdies to be made out there. The greens were soft. I think that's obviously an advantage of going out early. So you definitely could fire at some sticks, but you had to be aware of where the pin placements were for sure, because you short side yourself on this course, you're going to be in trouble. So but yeah, I thought it was very playable out there.
Started off strong. You birdied number 2.
I did,
what
yeah.
Did you hit in there?
Number 2, I actually hit my drive a little right, so I had to just lay up. So I had a pitching wedge in, and literally hit it to an inch. It was right on the edge. So that was nice. And even on number 1, I didn't hit a good drive. I hit it a little bit short and left, and actually had to lay up and got up and down from 60 yards. So to be able to start like that was definitely encouraging, and was able to just go on a little bit of a roll there, and was able to carry it into the back 9 and eagled 18, which obviously kind of capped off the day.
How far was that wedge on number 2?
I'd say it was probably about 130.
Number 4, you bogeyed.
Number 4, I bogeyed. That was a great bogey, though. You can't go left there, and I just hooked my drive just a tad, but it was in the heavy rough or heavy fescue, and never found it, so I had to go back and replay it. Hit a good tee shot then, and then got up and down from about 120. So that was one of the crucial holes out there, just because I didn't want to double bogey it, especially after a good start, and was able to birdie the 5th hole par 5, and that kind of gave me some momentum going through the rest of the day.
So how far was your putt then on that 4th hole? 120 yards, you hit wedge?
Yeah, hit a probably a sand wedge, and made a 15-footer.
Okay. So then 5, talk about the par 5.
Yeah, so 5, hit a good drive out there. You hit a 3-wood, just a little short of the green, and then got up and down from about 35 yards, and hit that 3rd shot to less than a foot. So that was a tap in.
How far was that 3-wood?
I'd say the 3-wood probably went, 240 or so. I mean, the whole play's definitely uphill. So
had a little momentum, then you birdied difficult 6th hole.
Yeah, so the 6th hole.
The par 3 down.
Oh, the par 3, yeah. 6, I mean, the wind was blowing a little bit, so it was tough to quite gauge what the yardage was, and, just eased on a 7-iron a little bit. I was going to hit an 8 and just figured just hit a smooth 7 and, hit it to about 20 feet and, just hit a perfect putt. So that was, great to get that one.
Is that right of the hole you hit it to?
It was back left.
You hit it back left though?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. Okay.
Yeah, so a little over the stick. I thought I yanked it a little bit, but I was a little concerned that it'd be long, especially using a little more club. But it worked out okay.
So you made the turn at 2 under.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously feeling pretty good, I would think, right?
Feeling good. Yeah. I mean, it's hitting a lot of really good putts. I mean, there were a couple other putts that could have went in, but I was fortunate as well, just because I had a couple really good, kind of up and downs as well on 1 and 4. So I felt fortunate there. So made the turn, and 10 was the only par 5 I didn't birdie or eagle, but had a good look there, and just burned the edge. And 11 I was able to hit a really good sand wedge in there and made birdie there, and made birdie on 12 as well. So that was, I think I was at 4 under at that point, and obviously feeling good. But I had 2 bogeys in a row after that. So
okay, let's go just a little bit shot by shot
sure.
if we could.
Yep.
11, what'd you have left into that green?
So 11 I had about call it 90 yards.
And sand wedge, you said?
Yeah, just a little sand wedge, and hit it to about 5 feet. Made that.
Okay, and then number 12?
12 I had 95 yards and hit a lob wedge to call it 5 or 6 feet.
Okay.
Made that.
So then 13, long par 3.
Yeah, 13 I just was kind of in between clubs and tried to hit the more club into there and just kind of whiffed on it. So I actually hit it in that front right bunker. So not a good tee shot. Hit a great bunker shot out of there to about 4 feet below the hole, but missed that one. That was really probably the only short putt I felt like I missed all day. And then what do we got after that? 14, right?
Bogey.
Thank you, Jim. 14 I bogeyed. Good tee shot. Probably had a little over 200 in. Blocked my 4-iron, which on that hole, that's the only place you can't miss your approach. And at that point, I just wasn't trying to do anything stupid and just hit it to 25, 30 feet and 2-putted. So
still, you're a couple under at that point.
Yep, couple under.
Come to 18. How good was your drive in order to go for it?
The drive was pretty good. I had about 240 in. And then, the wind was right into our face. And I know how much of an uphill shot that is, and especially with the green and the face of the green really being elevated. So I figured, let me just try to hit it somewhere up there around the green and hopefully get it up and down, and hit a really good 3-wood with a little bit of a draw. And it actually just got over the first ledge on the green, and hit it to about 35 feet, and just hit a great putt there, and it went in. So
that was downhill, that putt, right?
Yeah, a little downhill. Yeah, it had a little bit of speed on it, so I'm glad it found the cup.
Obviously, the cricket first team won, and the cricket second team moved up to A.
Right.
And you played for both.
I did.
Do you have a little more confidence coming in here today that you're already semi-tournament ready in a sense?
I think so. Yeah, certainly, obviously have a great group of guys at cricket, and we play, even amongst ourselves out there, we'll have 12, 16, 20 guys that we can almost play a scratch game. So even playing with guys like John Brennan, Mark Mandel, the list goes on and on. Playing with them every Saturday and Sunday kind of almost makes it feel like a tournament condition. So I know that's really improved my game, since I joined there last year, no doubt about it. So that's been a really big factor.
Joe, after a day like today, 4 under, obviously in a good position to be in the final group for day 2, depending on how the afternoon goes out, may even settle as the first round leader. What effect does a score like this have on your approach to round 2?
Definitely gives me a confidence boost. I felt like I made, a lot out of that round, and, really am happy with the way I putted out there. Greens are rolling great, and, just had a really good feel for even the pace of the greens. So, even the putts, there was a lot of putts that, I missed but didn't miss by much. So, when I'm kind of have a short game, chipping and putting like I did today, I'm going to feel confident out there, even if, the rest of my game isn't 100% solid. So.
U.S. Mid-Am round 2 last year, right?
Correct.
Gap-wise, what's been your best gap finish?
Marty, I haven't. The main thing is, last year the only one I played in was the Patterson, and I think I shot maybe 81. Didn't play well.
Have you played in gap mid-ams before?
First one.
First one.
Yep. Yeah, first one. Yeah, I just haven't played a whole lot of tournament golf prior to the mid-am last year.
Mostly jobbers.
Yeah, mostly job related. It was just I was traveling a lot. Tough to really put things on the schedule and commit to them. So that was probably the biggest factor. And I think last year, I did try to rededicate myself in my golf game. And I think being able to play at a place like Philly Cricket, with the amount of talent they have there, has absolutely elevated my game.